In this video, we'll be looking at the Count Vowels interview question. My name is Larry, and this is Digital Logic. To get started, you'll need to download the project from GitHub. The link is in the description below. I've also provided a link to an introduction video to the series, which will walk you through setting up your development environment. With that out of the way, let's get started. I've already got the project open in IntelliJ, so I'll open up the project browser and open the vowels.js file. For this challenge, you need to write a function that will return the number of vowels that are in the provided string. To test your solution, open up a terminal in your IDE and type npm test vowels, and then press enter. And as you can see, the solution is currently failing the test. The testing framework will test any function that you export from this file, so you can provide multiple solutions, and the testing framework will test all of them. So go ahead and pause the video here and try to come up with a solution to this challenge. When you're ready to continue, come back here and we'll walk through a couple different solutions. Welcome back. I'll start by creating a new constant variable, vowels, equals aeiou.split, and then pass in an empty string. The split method will split a string based on the separator, and in this case the string will be split between each character, creating an array of single character strings. Next, create a counter and set its value to 0. Now we need to create a for loop to iterate through each character in the string. So, for constant current of str dot two lowercase dot split, and then pass in an empty string. A for of loop requires an iterable object to be passed in. JavaScript objects that include a built-in iterator are arrays, sets, maps, and strings. The built-in string iterator will iterate through each character in the string one at a time, so we don't need to split the string into an array, so I'll remove the call to split. Now we just need to check if the current character is a vowel, if vowels.includes current. If the statement is true, increment the counter. And then finally return the counter. Press Ctrl S to save the project, and then open up a console to see the test results. Scroll down to the bottom to view the latest results, and the solution passed the test. But before we move on, a few notes about this solution. First, we don't have to split the vowel string into an array. You can remove the split method, and the solution will still pass the test as is. The reason is because the string object also has an includes method that will search the string for a matching substring, but I'll keep it as an array for the solution. Second, this solution is not as optimal as it could be. The reason has to do with the includes method. This method will iterate through each item in the vowels array until it finds a match or it runs out of items to check. So for each iteration of the for loop, we'll also be iterating through each item in the vowels array. If we were to convert the array into a hash map or a hash map-like object, we can avoid the cost of iterating through each item in the vowels object. I will be going over this in a later solution. Moving on to the next solution, create a new function named matchVowels. And then add this function to the export list. And then open up the console, and as you can see, this function is failing the test. So let's fix that. I'll start by creating a new variable named matches equals str.match. This method accepts a string or a regular expression pattern. I'm going to pass in a regex pattern of left bracket aeiou followed by right bracket. The forward slashes define the start and end of the pattern, and the square bracket syntax will match any of the characters defined within it. But as it is written, the pattern will only be tested against the first character of the string. To get it to search the entire string, add the global search flag G, and then add the case-insensitive flag I. Next, return matches matches.length 0. The question mark operator is a ternary operator, and it's basically an inline if-else statement. If matches is a truthy value, return matches.length. If it's falsely, return 0. But why is this required? When the global search flag is checked on a regular expression, the string.match method will either return an array of strings or null. Because the matches variable could be null, we can't just access the length property on it. So I use the ternary operator on the matches variable to determine if it is a null value before trying to access the length property. Open the terminal to see the test results, and it passes the test. For the last solution, I'll create a new function and name it filter vowels. Create a new constant variable named vowels equals new set. Create a static string AEIOU dot split, and then pass it an empty string as a separator, and then call for each, and then pass in an arrow function with a single parameter c, and then call vowels.addC. All this does is take each character from the static string and adds it to the vowel set, one at a time. Now return str dot to lowercase dot split, and then pass an empty string as a separator. Dot filter. The filter method requires a predicate, and a predicate is just a function that will return true or false for a given input. Pass in an arrow function with a single parameter c, and then call vowels.hasC. Any character that the vowel set does not contain will be filtered out. And then finally call the length property. Make sure to add the filter vowels function to the exports, and then press Ctrl S to save the file. Open the console to see if this method passes a test, scroll down, and there it is. It has passed the test. So I'll split the screen and then scroll up so that we can compare this solution to the count vowels solution. Remember when I said that the count vowels solution wasn't as efficient as it could be because it was using an array to store the vowels. The filter vowels solution demonstrates using a hash set to store the vowels, but a hash map or a JavaScript object could just as easily be used in its place, and it would still be just as efficient. Well, that is it for this video. If you like this video, then please like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the creation of these videos, then check out my Patreon page. A link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.